The controversial documentary Leaving Neverland just premiered, and it readdresses the allegations against Michael Jackson that we've all become so accustomed to. The documentary has sparked polarizing reactions on social media, where there are some denouncing Michael Jackson and many denouncing his accusers. But the majority of people who watch this documentary say that this film will change your view of Michael Jackson forever. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know right now on IO. Welcome back to InformOverload, where we bring you the most interesting news stories we find on the internet. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Hit that sub and bell button for daily news updates that you'll actually click on, and follow the IO team on Instagram. The HBO documentary Leaving Neverland was directed by Dan Reed, and it examines the allegations of sexual abuse against Michael Jackson. Two accusers, James Safechuck and Wade Robinson, are interviewed in the documentary. Both men are now married adults with their own children. They say that Michael groomed them at a young age, at 10 and 7 years old. During their interviews, they explain how they both met Michael and gradually became more, how do I put this, friendly. Robson met Michael at age 5 after he won a dance competition. The prize was getting to meet Michael Jackson, who Robson was obsessed with. 2 years later, Robson and his family were invited to Neverland Ranch, where Robson and his sisters slept in Michael's bed, while the adults slept in Michael's guest house. When his parents wanted to leave, Jackson asked if Robson would stay on his own, to which they agreed. In Robson's case, this was when the abuse began. Michael would make excuses for the abuse and say that it was how to show love, but he should never tell anyone. Safechuck, who met Jackson at age 10 when they did a Pepsi commercial together, went on tour with him and stayed in the same hotel room. Safechuck describes a mock wedding that Michael Jackson staged for them when Safechuck was 11 years old, including an exchange of vows and a ring. Robson says that Michael forced him to perform sexual acts on him when he was only 7. Michael gave their families gifts like first-class plane tickets, fancy hotels, and he even bought Safechuck's family a house. Oprah Winfrey bravely joined the fight against Michael Jackson by interviewing his accusers as well, and she spoke out against him. Oprah is one of the most famous survivors of sexual abuse. The allegations against Michael Jackson are a touchy subject for many. On the one hand, you have this musical genius who is so unbelievably talented, it's unlikely that we will ever know a pop star like him again. But on the other hand, you've got this strange, eccentric person with a history of concerning allegations. Jackson was accused of sexual abuse twice, in 1993 by Jordy Chandler, and then in the early 2000s, Michael was accused of molesting a 13-year-old cancer survivor, who he gave alcohol to, and kept both he and his family captive at Neverland Ranch. He settled with Chandler and was acquitted in the second case. On June 13, 2005, Michael Jackson was acquitted on all charges related to the abuse of the 13-year-old boy. The jury that consisted of 8 women and 4 men concluded that there wasn't enough evidence to support the case, and it was thrown out. Jackson was found not guilty on 10 counts. In an interesting turn of events, one of the people who testified in Michael's defense was Wade Robinson, who said that he actually lied in his testimony. He now says that he wants to tell the truth about Michael Jackson. When asked why he lied, Wade said that Michael Jackson was one of the kindest, most loving people he knew. He helped him tremendously with his career and creativity. He also sexually abused him for 7 years. This hasn't stopped Michael's supporters from brushing off his testimony. After all, he lied. Michael Jackson has always denied the rumors about him while he was alive, and he was so beloved by so many people. He's a legend. So the reactions to the documentary have been very polarizing. So many people support Michael Jackson. It's unfortunate that he's not alive to defend himself. Michael passed away almost a decade ago. At first, both Robson and Safechuck denied ever being abused. They say they repressed it, but then the effects of the abuse started showing up in adulthood. Robson became a choreographer and worked with people like Britney Spears and NSYNC, but ended up stopping his career for several years because he began to associate dancing with Michael Jackson. It wasn't until both men had children of their own did they finally tell the truth to their therapists and their families. Both men tried to take legal action against Jackson. Robson sued Jackson in 2013 and the corporation in 2017, but didn't win. Leaving Neverland was released on HBO on March 3rd, and since then, many don't really know what to do. Should we stop listening to Michael Jackson's music? Or is Michael Jackson too iconic to filter out? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. For now, I'm going to respond to some comments. Roshan Lemishan said, do a video about Michael Jackson's documentary. Ask and you shall receive. Vlad Vitske said, what is your most prized possession, apart from your army of potatoes? Good question. I would say the condo I own is the most prized possession I have. Yes, your queen owns a condo and it makes me feel like I have my shit together. Evelyn Risher said, how come you always have the same shirt? If I film multiple videos in the same day, I will be wearing the same shirt. Ain't no way in hell I'm bringing a suitcase full of clothes to work every day. Non-Fun Animate said, I.O. could be 2 seconds long and I'd still enjoy it. You definitely can't fit that many words into 2 seconds, but thanks for the compliment. Welcome to the end screen. This means the video is over. If you want to keep watching I.O., check out this playlist. And obviously, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something today, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can see you in a future I.O. video.